Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 47. It is Thursday morning, and yesterday was not a very fun day. I actually mocked the pit bosses. I actually sat down at the table, waited for them to put me in the system, waited for them to get the table ready, gave me the chips, and then I sat there and paused, and then I said thank you and got up and left the table. I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, but a couple things happened there. I mean, they come running over to put me in the system. I mean, who am I that you need to come running? How dangerous am I? I mean, give me a break. If I'm that dangerous, why am I still there? Why am I still active at this casino? I just don't understand it. These people are totally insane. So, because of all the stuff that's been going on, I decided today is a day for change. Generally I want Wednesday to be an overnight because it's the easiest day. I've discussed it before, so no need to keep going over that. But I didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. My daughter had a thing at school, and I didn't want to miss it. And actually, it was really boring and hardly worth it. But to her, it was important, so it was important to me. So we did this school thing, and then last night I was just thinking through everything, and I finally decided, why don't we just try for an overnight today instead? Because yesterday didn't work out. One issue was that today I had a meeting I was going to go to, and I was actually going to get a bunch of attention at this meeting and all that. And I feel bad because this happened last month, and I didn't attend, and they ended up mailing stuff to me instead. But you know what? I think I need to do this. The plan today is to go to work on a Thursday, which is dangerous because Thursdays are the days that the rest of my team shows up normally. And if I'm going to give the impression that I was there on a Thursday and not be there, everybody's going to know, because they all work on a Thursday, and they're going to be like, hey Joe, I didn't see you on Thursday, but the log says that you worked Thursday this week. Well, we're hoping that they don't check that, because looking back at like my timesheets and stuff, some of them haven't been approved and they're 2 months old. Are they really remembering everything that's going on? I don't know. And with a lot of them being in and out for illness or whatever, hangnail, whatever they have that's causing them not to show up. One guy had a cough and he didn't want to come in. Another guy had a break-in in his neighborhood, and he was up all night and he couldn't go to work. Poor guy. Well, give me a freaking break. When I was his age, I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning playing computer games and went to work at 6 in the morning. Get out of here, you babies. Anyway, so it is a little bit dangerous to do it on a Thursday, but we're going to go to the office, we're going to scan the card, we're going to go upstairs, go out the back door, and we're going to park real close to the building so that our computer connects to the network. About 2 weeks ago, I went online and found some websites that someone in my position might use to do research, and there was about 100 of them. And I saved them in my favorites under 4 different folders. And I figured out that if you right click on a folder that has favorites, you can actually click on open all, and it actually opens all of them in separate tabs. Well, so the goal today is going to be, once we park close, we walk in, the computer's going to log in while I'm walking in the building and doing all my stuff. And then when we walk out, my computer will be connected. I'm going to right click on 1 or 2 of these folders. I'm going to connect to 20 or 40 of these websites. And then later on, if they look at the history, they'll see, hey, he logged in at work, his computer connected, and he browsed these websites. Because all they're going to see is the history. They're not going to see actual details and times and all that. They're not looking for that. They're just going to see history. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. and that'll give a really good impression that I was there at least most of the day. Even if it wasn't in the area that they were sitting in, I might have been down in the lobby doing something, or in a meeting room, or whatever. And then we are going to head out to some Indian casinos today. They're far away. First one is like 5.5 to 6 hours away. So it's going to be maybe not that long, but at least 5.5 hours away. So we're going to go there. It's going to be later in the day by the time we get there. And then we're going to get further away with 2 more of those Indian casinos. And then we're going to go back to the area that we would normally go to today. And by the time we get there, it'll be the late shift where nobody knows me. We're going to play that shift, and then we're going to head home, and it'll be like 2, 3, whatever, 4 in the morning. And then I'll sleep in a little bit Friday morning, and then we'll figure out what to do Friday, whether it's local poker, whether it's more local casino that I normally wouldn't go to because there isn't a lot of opportunity, what it's going to be for Friday. So I think that's a good plan, and I think we can shoot for $2,000 or more today, and I think we have, we should be pretty good. I have this jacket, got the hat I bought, so I may actually be able to go into that one casino also that I was banned from, thrown out of a few times, and I did go back in there last week sometime, just for a few minutes, but I had a knit hat on, so it covered up my hair. I had my neck covered with my jacket, and I think I could probably get back in there. I don't think those people are going to recognize me too much, and we'll try to stick to the back areas, like not the aisleways, but like the actual areas where the slots are. It'll be nighttime, different crowd that doesn't necessarily know me, and so we might get a session there. So ideally, let's count this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So between 5 and, if we're really ambitious and have a lot of time, we could go as many as 7 casinos today. We're looking at probably 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14 hours of driving potentially. So 14, 21, midnight, 4. Probably looking at 4 to 5 in the morning by the time we get home. So, that's if we hit all of them. So we'll see what happens here. Right now, we are approaching the office. We're going to do our thing, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. All right, wrapped things up at the office, and parked close enough to the building, connected, went to all these websites. All that is good. Everything is done, and just left the office and mapped everything out. And I can honestly say I've never taken this route ever before. And a lot of these roads I haven't been on in 10 or 15 years that I'm going to be taking to get there. But because I normally am not leaving from here to go to these places directly. So we'll see how it goes. Long drive to our first casino. It'll be afternoon by the time we get there, or almost afternoon. Let me see how long it is. 4 hours and 52 minutes, so from where I am right now. So it'll be almost noon by the time we get there, and hopefully we have a successful day. Right now, the skies ahead of us are totally clear. Behind us, very dark and cloudy, so at least we have that going for us. It is still a colder day outside, but it looks like at least the roads are going to be clear. It is early in the morning, but the roads are pretty crowded right now. Hopefully that gets better real soon. This is a smaller road, 2 lanes on each side of the highway. It's 28 degrees right now. Today's high is going to be 44. So my job right now is to sit back, get my work stuff organized here, and do what I need to do between now and then. Actually, I didn't even look to see what meetings, if any, I have today. I'm hoping that there's no meetings. I know for sure there should be one. Yeah, there's one. I could probably hit that between the first and second casino, and we should be good. So, all right, guys, that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. It's about 2.5 hours later. Right now, we're about halfway there. Just got a message from my manager. Wants to know if I'm available at 11 o'clock for a meeting with the team. So, what can I say? So I said yes. So we need to stop in, I got 24 miles range right now. Need to stop for some fuel, and then at 11 o'clock we'll have to stop again, and then we'll do that. Then we'll continue on to our first casino. It's going to be a long one, guys. It's going to be afternoon. You leave home, before 7 o'clock and don't arrive to your first casino till afternoon, 12:30, 1 o'clock. That's a long one. So anyway, yeah, that's hopefully it'll be a short one, 30 minutes, but we'll see. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Just leaving this gas station. I got gas earlier, but I stopped for this meeting, and hopefully I can get out of here before the light changes again. But the meeting went pretty well. Nothing too difficult. But it is going to be more work for me, at least 2 more meetings a month because of this meeting, and also some emails I'll be getting with some issues that these people need help with. So hopefully try to knock all that stuff out Monday and Tuesday, get them where they need to be, and meetings hopefully will be 2 half-hour meetings in the next month, and then hopefully move to once a month after that. So nothing too bad. Right now we're gonna continue our trip here to our first casino still, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. All this driving, drove all the way here to this casino, sat down and started playing. Played some slots, played some table games, all this time, and then on a technicality they steal my money. Now, to me, it's stealing money. It really is. So I'm playing blackjack, double deck. I'm about even. I have a $350 hand. I get a 6-5 against a face card. True count, probably 6, 6.5, 7, somewhere in there. It was way up there, so you're going to be putting out your max bet. I double down. I got a 6-5. I double down. Dealer flips over a 10. The only problem is they don't give me the 10. They give it to the guy to my left. So now I would have had a 21. So pit boss is called, blah blah blah. Then they give you a choice. Oh, I can't back it up. Come on, you can't back it up. It was a misdeal. You gotta fix this. Just all you gotta do is move the card one spot over. I understand. I've heard it before. Can't back it up. So they give me a new card. It's an 8. So now I have a 19. Of course, that guy gets to keep his card, which makes no sense because that means they went backwards, but they're not supposed to. But he got to keep his 10. Sorry about that. Police reported ahead. Play out the hand. Dealer has a 10 showing. Flips over a 9. I push. Would have won $700. Instead, I push. Now, if I lost, what would have happened? Like most casinos would have said, okay, since you lost, we're going to push it. I don't know if these guys would have done it, but they were totally ridiculous about this. I said, that's a lot of money. That's $700 that you just took from me. And it was obvious. double down, put up one finger, one card, double down, and he looks at me, says double down, and then he deals it to the other guy. Oh, what the heck is going on here? I don't get it. Now, if I had gotten an ace because it was a high count and lost a hand, would they have refunded it? I'm starting to lean toward no. And when I said, hey man, that's a lot of money, they're like, well, you have to gamble responsibly. If you can't afford to bet that high, you shouldn't be betting that high. It has nothing to do with it, betting responsibly or not. Anyway, that took forever to get a ruling on that. And at first they're like, well, give me your phone number and we'll get this cleared up and get you the money. And then they came back and said, no, we can't do it. So, and I think part of it was, do you have a player's card? And I said no. And I think at that point things changed. Maybe if I had a player's card there, it would have changed. But I would have left ahead 740. That was the last hand of the shoe also. Instead, I leave ahead $40. So, yeah, all the way here, middle of nowhere. And now my next stop is a couple hours away for $40. So, anyway, and I was involved for $3,000. So it's not like I was playing light. I was playing pretty heavy. And then on top of that, they still did that to me. So, whatever. We're moving on. I can't say that it's not a big deal because every time something like this happens, it makes me angry. But especially when the dealer knew that I said double down and they repeated double down and then they went on to the other person. Anyway, all right. We're going to move on to another place. It's afternoon. I should be hungry. I have no appetite right now at all. So I'm going to move on. I'll be back. All right, guys. I am back after a lot more driving. Let's just say it's almost the end of the workday. And what have I done? This is so crazy. Long way to go still. We're not even a quarter of the way through our day yet. So I actually stopped at this place. It's a beef jerky outlet, but they have all kinds of other stuff. And a friend of mine from the podcast actually told me about this place. Today I got camel, I got ostrich, I got alligator, and I got antelope, and then some brisket and stuff like that as well. But cool place, but stuff is kind of expensive, but gave it a try anyway. So I did try some of the filet, and that was pretty good, but it was so expensive. And when I get home, maybe for this weekend, me and the kids can open up all the other ones and try them together. They like trying stuff like that. So anyway, right now I am about a mile away from our next stop, and hopefully things go better. So this one is two casinos right next to each other. We're going to go into the smaller one first. Probably won't make anything, maybe a few bucks, $50, but then we'll go into the larger casino that has all the tables and machines and all that kind of stuff in there. So that's when we'll have an opportunity to make the real money for the day. We hope, right? So anyway, that's what's going on right now. We're going to go into these places and I'll come back and update you. All right, guys. Actually, that turned out to be the best thing of the day so far, if you can believe that. This place is all slots. Other place has everything, but this one is just slots. And went in, looked around, found a couple small plays, was up like, I don't even know how much, 10, 20, 30, no idea. Was walking around, I think I was up like 20 something. Was walking around, found a couple other small plays. Found one play that just killed me. Took me from being ahead 20 to being down like 40 or 50 on a $1.50 bet. And that was like, come on, what's going on here? And then, but the one next to it was good and played that one. That one put me ahead again. And then found a couple other machines, smaller plays that actually paid excellent, way, way, way above average. And I ended up leaving that place ahead $260 after being in there less than 20 minutes, if you can believe that, less than 20 minutes. and all that happened. Meanwhile, playing blackjack, doing the right thing, keeping up with everything, looking like you're not counting cards, doing all that stuff. What did that get me? That got me $40 earlier. So anyway, so far so good here. Let's move on to the next casino, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. Oh man, I am so beat already, man. I'm so tired, so tired. I don't know what my deal is. I've had a pain in my side here for the last week or so. All these weird beds I was sleeping on and stuff, and my back was killing me in Vegas. Those beds at Venetian were not very good. I'll tell you where good beds are. The Wynn. They have nice beds, and I really didn't have much of a problem when I was sleeping at Caesars either. But man, the Venetian, I lay down for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and I felt like I got hit by a truck when I tried to get up. Anyway, interesting. A lot of stuff happened while I was in there. It's now dark outside, and let's get my little cheat sheet out here. The first place plus 260, moved on to the second place. Second place had 4 different sessions of slots. In the meantime, I was trying to play blackjack, which I never got a chance to do. I was trying to play poker, which I did get a chance to do. Back to slots, looking for this, looking for that, looking for this. And I actually got a little bit angry at myself at the end because I was actually betting at the wrong level on a machine. I was betting about 5 times what I meant to bet, and I didn't notice it for about $100. So that was fun. Overall, I ended up playing 1-2 no limit. Got some free food while I was there also. Just a drag the whole time. And actually, interestingly, I ended up down $118. And interestingly enough, I lost about $120 on my third hand when I got beat by Royal Flush. So that was fun. The guy ended up getting a bonus for the Royal Flush, and then he had to fill out tax papers, even though the bonus was only like $200. And then he got to spin a wheel, which the minimum he could have won was $200 more. But they had him fill out the taxes first. They demanded that he have a player's card, or he wasn't going to be able to do it. And I said, if all I'm going to get, if I have the high hand or whatever, is a spin of the wheel, and I'm going to get $100, I'd almost rather forfeit it. I would forfeit it rather than give you all my information. That's ridiculous for $100. And I guess the way that this casino works is if it adds up to $600 by the end of the year, then they send you a tax form. So if you play there every day and you end up with $600, then they give you a tax form. But if you're me and you go there one time, you fill out the tax papers, you win $500, and you don't come back, then you get no tax form. Does that make any sense to anybody? That's kind of crazy. I thought those tax forms were supposed to be for each session, but whatever. So anyway, like I said, ended my session down 118 on the poker, and overall on the slots ended ahead 487. So combine that with the 260 and the 40, where are we at here? 5, 6, 7, 87 minus 118, about $670, 669. Not a very good day so far. We're going to move on to another place, hole in the wall place, but has a lot of advantage machines. So we're going to try that and see how it goes, and hopefully things get a little bit better. And then we're going to go to where we would have originally gone as my first stop, but we didn't want to go there because everybody knew us at that shift. Well, the shift that doesn't know us has already started, and I'm about 3 hours away from there. So we're going to go to this place first. It's not that far away. And then we're going to head to the other casino and see what happens there. So far, you know, I made the same amount that I made yesterday, and I drove, I don't know, a lot more. I mean, I've almost driven what I drove yesterday, and I'm still getting further away from home at this point. I haven't even started coming back yet. So anyway, All right, that's what's going on right now. Still kind of a shaky day, but at least we're ahead. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, and that place was okay. I kind of like that place. It's a little hole-in-the-wall place, but it has a lot of good machines. It has a lot of potential, and most of the time, I can find some stuff to play there and make some money. That place was about an hour and 15 minutes out of my way, so it wasn't that close, but it was close enough that I had to go there. So I was in there for about 35 minutes or so, and found probably 4 or 5 plays. Nothing huge or anything like that, but there were plays in there, and that place was packed. I think they were giving something away. They have a nice hotel attached to it. It's a really nice place. Long story short, I ended up ahead $129. So not a lot, but $129 is good, considering it's a slot place, considering it's a small place in the middle of nowhere. And so right now we are moving on, and we are going to go to the big city to play blackjack, finally. This is the one I've been waiting for, the new shift. By the time I get there, it'll be halfway through the shift, so need to get there and get in and out of there in a couple hours, hopefully. And so, I'd like to make $1,000 today. I don't think that's that much to ask for in one blackjack session when nobody knows me there on this shift. So that's what we're going to hope for. Hopefully we have the tables that we want. Hopefully we have new shoes, all that stuff. There's a lot to it, and it's not just about walking into a place that has a good game. Is the game crowded? Is it at the beginning of the shoe, the end of the shoe, the middle of the shoe? What are the limits? Are there people coming in and out? Is there mid-shoe entry? All that kind of stuff. So, hopefully all that stuff lines up. But right now, I still have a couple hour drive from here. I've been on the road for a while too. I've been listening to some of the news going on. I have a couple more hours drive, and we'll hit that place, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Not feeling great. I'm feeling kind of run down right now, but luckily, these newer cars are really easy to drive, stay in the lane, all that kind of stuff. I've got my electrolytes, all kinds of good stuff here in the car, so shouldn't be a problem. But just gonna take it easy, not go too fast, and get there safely, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am about an hour away from my next stop, and right now it's about 30 degrees outside. It's 10 p.m. I've been gone from home for about over 15 hours. So it's been a long day already, but the best part is yet to come, and hopefully we have good variance at this place. That's all we can hope for. Good variance and the ability to play. That's it. And that's what all this buildup has been for. And if it doesn't happen, then I may have to stick around longer till morning or till tomorrow afternoon if I have to. But we need to get some good time in. So that's what's happening right now. Roads right now are kind of busy, really, for this time of night. This is a 2-lane highway on each side, so it's not like the biggest road, but it's in good shape. It's like a brand new road. So, all right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I did get some table time in, not a lot, but I did get some in on a low limit table. Then an Asian couple came and started playing also, and then things started spiraling out of control. Dealer changed, pit boss changed. Can I get you a card? All this stuff. But I did end up okay. Played for a short time, maybe less than a half hour, on a low limit table, spreading from 25 to 125 is all I got to. I never really got any real counts. So I would have gone probably to 250, but never got that far. Ended up leaving the table ahead 425 though, so that's good. But never even had a chance to do my full spread. But that's going to happen. I mean, and it happens a lot to me because I keep my sessions between 30 and 60 minutes, preferably like 45 minutes or so. And lots of times you end up with 3 or 4 bad shoes in a row, and that's most of your sessions. So that's, you do what you can. So um, you can only play the hands that you're dealt. So anyway, we're going to move on now to another casino. This one is not going to have as much opportunity, but it will have some slots, and we'll try to see if we can make some money from that. And I'll be back to update you. Hopefully, we can make another couple $100 there. So I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back and tried another session of blackjack, and again, well, not again. First time was okay. This time just couldn't earn any money. Was involved as much as $2,000. My low for the session was minus 1,800, and my high for the session was plus 46, which is where I left, plus 46. So is that a good deal? Risk $2,000 to win $46? I don't think so. So that's very frustrating, but glad I got back to even, and that was the end of the shoe, and there was no decision to be made. I was there for a long time. I was buried for a long time and was able to make it back. There's no reason not to leave. So plus $46 there, and right now it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning, so by the time we get home we'll be hearing birds chirping outside. So that's unfortunate, because we'll have to figure out what to do for tomorrow, because am I going to get home at whatever, 5 something, and then leave at 6:30? No, I don't think so. So I could stay in this area, but the next team that comes in all these casinos knows me. That doesn't make any sense, and I'd be tired wearing the same clothes, sleeping in the car, all that stuff. So it doesn't make sense. So right now we're going to head toward home, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. A little bored here, but I was just looking at my mileage here, and man, a lot of miles. We're still hours away from home, and right now we are about 800 miles so far. So this is going to be like 900 and something miles for this trip. Wow. I'm actually pretty shocked that it was that much. But yeah, I'm pretty bored. Right now it's about 3 a.m. Just stopped at a gas station, fueled up again for the second time this trip. This car holds about 500 miles range or so. So we fueled up this morning, mid-morning, and then about 11 o'clock. And then we filled up again now, so it's been whatever. We could do some segments here, if I can remember. What did you eat today, MW? I actually didn't have any food other than like sunflower seeds in the car and stuff like that until about 6 p.m. when I played poker, 6, 7, whatever it was. And then I had 2 slices of pizza from their little free area there. I really could have taken a bag of chips with me too, but I'm not too worried about that. I shouldn't really even be eating the pizza, but it was actually really good for a poker room. They make it themselves. The crust is kind of thick, which normally I don't like that much, but it was very tasty, very nice, flaky, crispy, beautiful. I give that probably a 10 on a scale of 2 through 8, which is good for pizza. And then this evening I just had some roast beef with some horseradish, and I know probably not the best thing to have at whatever 2 or 3 in the morning, but yeah, I had that, and that was pretty good. I give that about a 10 on a scale of 2 through 8. Sometimes, it's kind of like an aftertaste. I don't like things that have been reheated. I can taste it. And also, like when they add water to something, like tap water, and they don't boil it off completely. I can kind of taste some of the chlorine and stuff in the water. I don't know what my deal is with that, but this was actually really good. And what did you tip today, MW? And I'm trying to remember, did I play? That was the other day that I had multiple sessions. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions today, something like that. And I had my ups and downs, had disagreements with the pit bosses, all kinds of crazy stuff happened, and waited around forever to be able to play, and then didn't get as much time in at one place, and another place couldn't make any money. And with all that being said, I tipped a total of $0. I know. You guessed it. You're a genius. Really, you're a genius. And what did you learn today, MW? Learned I still have to figure out my timing on these days. Perhaps it might be better. I don't know. Actually, it wasn't really that bad. The problem is right now I'm in this limbo area for about 5 hours where I can't really play anywhere. And by the time I get home, it's time to turn around. So we'll figure something out for tomorrow. We may do some local slots, maybe some poker, maybe go out of town a little bit. But I don't want to do another 900 whatever miles tomorrow. So I'll be more conservative tomorrow with my time. I know this has been a long episode. I apologize. Tomorrow's is probably going to be too short. I actually considered kind of cutting this one in half, but I thought it wouldn't make a lot of sense because then someone starting the other episode first may not, flow properly. So it's cool though. I'm just going to continue on home. On a scale of 1 through 10, my tiredness is about a 5 right now, maybe a 6. So probably not great. Again, luckily these newer cars have the things that keep you in the lane, and cruise control and everything you could ever imagine is here. So that helps make it a little bit easier to drive, but definitely tired. Looking forward to seeing my kids and us trying all those different kinds of jerky that I bought, and I'll let you know how that turns out. But for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.